Well, if you use brain games to try to make yourself smarter, some researchers at the U of O have some bad news. KEZI 9 News reporter Stacey Kafka live in the studio tonight to tell us why some researchers say the games really aren't effective. Stacey?
Renee, researchers at the U of O studied volunteers' brains for nearly 18 months to see if some brain games actually improve memory and decision-making processes. But their findings might have you deciding not to download the latest brain game activities. On the internet, many websites claim they can make you smarter and help train your brain to memorize different functions that carry over to other activities.
The issue is whether the performance generalizes to other tasks. So I give you a new task that's sort of related to that first thing that you practiced. Do you get better?
It's called brain training, and researchers at the U of O conducted a study where participants repeatedly performed a task, similar to these online games. So if your goal is to quickly memorize patterns on a board game, you're in luck. But beyond that, brain training isn't all that effective.
If you want to get really good at one thing, which is, essentially what our brain is good for, we can learn to get good at a range of different things. And so if you pick the thing that you want to practice and become good at, you can improve. I just wouldn't expect it to generalize to other tasks.
Researchers say that's because your brain actually is outsmarting the programs and can quickly distinguish one task from the next.
I'm particularly interested in these topics of self-control and how we can improve it over time. But it is really unclear what kinds of interventions will work. And so really understanding these mechanisms underlying our behavior really could help us kind of form better interventions.
Researchers say they'll use their findings to help improve some brain training exercises.
Using neuroimaging let us kind of peek under the hood and try to figure out what's going on, exactly how is this training affecting the brain, which revealed some interesting findings that indicate, okay, we're starting to understand what's happening, which now will help us understand how to improve these trainings in the future.
Researchers say there are other studies out there that study this type of brain training, but say this is one of the first where researchers actually performed functional MRIs of the brain and got a first-hand look at brain activities. Live in the studio, Stacey Kafka, KEZI 9 News.